Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of the vlog. Today we're heading down to Leighton Buzzard, playing a team called Leighton Town, so it's going to be a away game. About an hour and a half travel from my house. It's going to take a little while to get there. Again, it's 3 o'clock kickoff. It should be quite a tough game. They've had 2 games in this season so far in the league, and they've won both games, and their third game's been postponed. They did well in the Cup as well, in the FA Vars, and the FA Cup. I think they won their first games in there. I believe they got knocked out as well, unfortunately, for those, of course. So we have the mask, so I'm going to have to wear that as soon as I get there and around the ground, as expected by everybody, and I will see you when I get there. Hey guys, we just arrived. It's about an hour and a half to get here. Quite a small ground actually. Very close, standing to the pitch. You can see I'm very close in. We're about an hour away from kickoff. So today I'm actually going to be streaming the game and being the main commentator as well. So that'll be over at Twitch, Biggleswade UTD. So be sure to check that out. Also you'll be seeing the vlog after the game. So obviously go check it out because the game will still be shown on Twitch as like a past live stream. But we obviously got to wait for the players to come out and start warming up. I've got Leon here and Matt soon, so they'll be doing like photography. And I think Leon might be doing some of the commentary as well, so that'd be really cool. And yeah, it's quite a nice day, a bit cloudy, fairly warm when the sun's out, a bit of a breeze. But I'm gonna go find somewhere to set up, and I'll catch you there. Hey guys, so we're gonna be setting up here, so you can see we've got a good view of the pitch, both angles. And then we also got the dugout here, so this is the away team dugout where our team's going to be sitting, Christian's going to be sitting, so we had to get their reaction as the game goes on as well. As you can see, the club has invested in a brand new microphone. So this is going to be used for when I'm doing my commentary. So you can see the microphone's right here. As I plug straight into the phone. And also, as you can see, this little department here what goes onto the microphone when it's all in the stand. So that's going to be fantastic. So when we do our podcast, which is starting next Saturday, we'll be able to use that, and it'll gather everyone's voice, and it'll just be much more crystal clear sound. Before I press play, the next part of the video is me doing my first commentary live on Twitch for Biggleswade United. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Biggleswade United versus Leighton Town. Leighton have won their last 2 previous games, so they'll be looking to get their third. But I mean, Biggleswade United are in really good form at the moment. They've won their last 2 games, looking to get a third in a row. Christian will be hoping that they'll be able to carry the form over from the previous 2 games. I'm going to go through the team sheet quickly. So we have Ollie Leslie, Milo Keane, Ross Taylor, Ethan Flanagan, Jordan Wright, Jordan Gerald, Dave Parkinson, Gareth Hunt, Charlie Clayton, Charlie Black and Don Mogillo. Obviously Dave Parkinson has been in really good form of recent, been scoring in the last few games we've played, and obviously his partnership with Charlie Clayton has been very impressive. And also Don Mogillo, we're going to touch on as well. He's been very good in the middle of the park. I think he's improving each week, which is fantastic to see. And hopefully he'll sort of be the playmaker today and hopefully create some good chances, because it's going to be a really tough game out there today. First half, we were able to see how Christian set out his team, as there was 3 recognised centre-backs on the pitch. And it actually turned out, in defensive midfield, Ethan Flanagan was sitting. So he's sitting in front of the back 4, but you could also drop into a back 5 if needed. So it was a bit more of a defensive look, obviously, because he wanted to counteract the team who were very fast-paced and very aggressive in the first half, because they like to get the ball forward and obviously like counter-attack on any mistakes you make. So it was interesting to see that he obviously looked at that before the game and countered that by putting Ethan Flanagan in defensive midfield, who's a very tall player, very physical, and he obviously can win loads of headers. And then looking at the top end of the pitch here, you can see that it's quite attacking because you've got 4 players behind the striker. As you can see, Parkinson was on the left and Don McGeela was on the right. And basically they sort of rotated wings in the first half, depending who they're up against, really. Either one of the full-backs would obviously switch between them, see what one's best to attack out with pace or with skill. And then occasionally Parkinson was left up front on his own while the team dropped back, just to be able to use him as like a counter-attacking threat from like a set piece, or maybe to hold the ball up as well, because he's obviously a very strong lad. I think this formation basically shows the progression the team have made over the last few games. Obviously this is going to be we've won 2 games back to back, and this could be a 3rd game if we can get the goal in the second half. But this shows that you've got 5 defensive players now, and then you've got 5 attacking players. So I think the whole transition is a lot better now, because obviously some of these attacking players, like the midfielders and that, will come back goal side and obviously try to defend the goal as best as possible. And then you'll also have that threat of the players going forward again on the counter-attack. So I think the transition is a lot better now, and you can definitely see it because we are conceding a lot less goals. So Chance Leighton, I'm going to slow down for you just so we can analyse. As you can see, Biggleswade United look like they're going to go for the counter-attack. You can see so we have 3 players around the ball, which is good, but you can see the player at the back there. I'm going to highlight him red just now. He has plenty of space in the box, which you'll be able to see in a second, where he can literally just pick out any man in the box. As he goes, just take this cross, he takes his time, whips in, and as you can see, there's one centre-back just steps out to go close the ball, and it leaves one centre-back there and the full-back at the back, with one man unmarked in the box. It really should have been a tap-in, and they should have been able to equalise from this opportunity.
Oh, what a save.
Full time. So yeah, that was the final score. 1-0 to Biggleswade United. It's a fantastic result because it's apparently one of the hardest places to go, Leighton Town, because they have like the biggest attendance in the league. You can maybe hear people at the back of the stadium, big drums and that behind our goal and that. So it's quite an intimidating place to go, and it's just such a compact performance. We literally gave man a match to any of the players out there today. All 11 of them. Haddo, who came on second half to replace Ollie Leslie, picked up a slight knock when he landed. Funny. Other than that, such a good result. Christian's going to be happy that the team have sort of built on the previous 2 wins to be able to use the confidence and the belief to come here and pick up the 3 points as well. So next game we're playing is on Saturday, and that is against Broadsfield United. So it'll be interesting to see if we can use the performance from today and to be able to build on that and improve even more at home, and see if we can actually, score 2-3 goals with like a really confident performance. So it'll be interesting to see if we can do that. So I'm going to show you now the interview I had with Christian after the game to get his thoughts on the game. And then we're going to go to the man of the match and see what he thought of the game.
Hey guys, I'm joined with Christian after a 1-0 win. Christian was on the knife edge for about 85 minutes of the game. You must be so proud to be able to get the positive result today.
I'm so happy for everyone, but mainly for the players, of course, because they stuck to the plan on Tuesday, and they stuck to the plan today, and they've been working, I think, superb defensively. We knew the way that they played, and they've been doing almost everything we've been asking for. Some actions as an open game situation, we played, and then we got ahead. And offensively also, we knew also, and then it's like that we can get the chances. This team has been scoring in the first half all the games in this season. Then
Yeah.
I just told them this, and then it's like we've been conceding in our first half. Then it's like we didn't concede, then that gives us a boost in the halftime.
Yep.
And also I said this team, they it's the first game that they lost, and everyone is like they are kind of the favorites, one of the favorites just to win the championship. They've got a great squad, great players, but I think that we've done it better today, and then fair enough.
Yeah, so that's third win in a row now, back to back. Basically, like what you can see the team improving each game now, and you can sort of see the chemistry building between the players. You can see the defence has improved so much. You must be so proud of the lads of how they're coming on there, how they're responding to you and training and then showing it onto the pitch.
It's their work. At the end, is a matter of time. I used to say we were not a disaster when we were when we had this awful game against Ainsbury. You know, it's like we were not a disaster. We were growing, and we're not the best team now. Then it doesn't mean just to get 3 wins on a row, and then to win away 2 games. It's not easy in a row also in this league. It's like we got it, but that doesn't assure us nothing for the next game at home against Broadfields. Then it's like just a way to keep growing. Interactions with players are essential also, that they started to know each other more. It's not the same to send a ball for a Bullet than for Maurice, than for a Dom. You know, it's everyone is different player, also different positions sometimes, just to set up a good strategy for the game. Then, well, it's like sometimes you have to so pleased for each one of them, because I think that they deserve more than anyone.
But like you said, it doesn't guarantee a win next week, but it builds that belief when you can come to grounds like this and pick up the 3 points. It builds a belief in the squad that you can go to any game, anywhere in the league and be able to go pick up points.
Yeah, but if we show the same kind of performance and then the same, if you realize, we've been much more proactive defensively. That makes the difference. We started really reactive, and then
Transition
it's
as well from attack to defence, you can sort of see
when
they're
we lose
getting
the
back
ball,
into position.
yeah, then it's like we've been more compact and mainly. But like I said, it doesn't assure absolutely nothing at all. It's like it builds something, and it's like we're expanding our base just to start to grow with a stronger structure, if makes sense. But we still have a lot to do and to go.
Having Ethan back into the squad, but you sort of played him in that defensive midfield role, just sitting in front of the back 4. But you can obviously slot him into a back 5 and have 3 centre backs. Obviously, he was going for all the headers. You proud of his performance and how he'd come back into the team after a bit of an injury?
Yeah, his performance is being unbelievable today, and then out of position of what he's using to. Also, then it's been quite okay. The idea was to win all the second actions, and then if we would have done it with our centre back, with Jordan, he's usually the one to do it. That means that we would lose his back, and then they are really good. They have really good runners to run from a second line. Then if we just misplace Jordan, that means that we can have this back space completely empty. Then that was the idea, to play Ethan there, and then he did it great. In possession, he knows how to do it, and he doesn't make anything difficult, not for him, not for his teammates. And defensively, he's a huge lad, and also
He's like an old school sort of.
He's only 19. Don't forget that.
No, he's not old. He's just that's his sort of style of play. Also, you must be just chuffed to have like a goalkeeper like Haddo to come off the bench if needs be, to go produce the performance he did, because he made a couple of saves off the line to deny the opposition from scoring. So you must be really proud of that.
Yeah, it was not easy, first because he was coming from the bench, and second because all his performance is being great. And then he played Taylor played on Tuesday, did it well. But today I thought it was a game for Oli, and he was doing really well. And then it's not easy then to come on a second half in a tight game like this one was, with 0-0, and trying to not make any mistakes. And also we've not been considering the first half that's something important. And I said, just do your own, and then be sure on air challenge you've got enough people. Then it's like, don't lose your position, and then you will have probably more options just to react under the crossbar. And it's what he did. He's a great goalkeeper with a great prospect, a great future ahead if he keeps working this way. And he saved us today probably to come back instead with 1 point, absolutely, because they had clear chances.
So is Ollie Leslie all right? So obviously he come off, and obviously it was a bit of a disappointment for the day, really. Him coming off, is he going to be okay?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just ankle situation, and because the ankle he was forcing
The way
his
he landed.
hamstring and his groin,
Yeah.
because he started only in the first half with his ankles, then I think that it should not be any problem. We can get advantage now because we've got 7 days till next Saturday,
Yeah.
and it should be enough time to recover him and keep working on.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Christian.
Lovely,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for talking to me.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
see you soon.
Brilliant.
Ethan, first game back from injury. How's it feel to be back on the pitch and getting the win?
It's great. It's been a long, 3.5 weeks now, and when I did my knee in the Potten game, I was obviously gutted because I've had injuries in the past that have dragged on. So I was just buzzing. I was actually meant to be going and playing for the under-23s today.
All right.
Just to get a bit of game time. But then Christian called me probably at like 11:30 and said, I need you down here at 1:30. I've had a change of mind, so I think he probably thought the new position for me, thought he'd chuck me in there and have a little bit of a battle with their midfield. But yeah, a position that I'm not really familiar with
Yeah,
at
that's what I
all.
was going to ask, because you obviously normally play centre back, but you're obviously sort of sitting in front of the centre back, but you can slot in between them if you need, drop into a 5 at the back.
Yeah, exactly
What
that.
was
So I've never played defensive mid in my life, really.
Yeah.
I've always been a centre half from like the age of 14, 15.
Yeah.
So coming through, I've always been a centre half. So when I walked in the change rooms and he told me I was going to put the number 4 shirt on, I was surprised to say the least. But yeah, I enjoyed it, to be honest. I think it was good. He obviously thought that I'd go in there and have a little bit of a battle with their midfield players. But yeah, like you say, it's good to kind of sit in front of the back 4 and be able to just slot in there as well.
You're very physical, so you can obviously win the headers and that, and obviously help your back 4 out, and obviously get them up. That's really good.
That was what he told me to do. He was just like, look, they have a number 10 or a number 16 who will peel off and just kind of go off the shoulder of your centre half. So I need you to sit on them.
Yeah.
And that's what he's asked me to do. So yeah, he didn't really give me too much license to go forward,
Yeah.
which I'm not really used to anyway, which
No, for
comes as
sure.
no surprise. But
Obviously, this sort of builds belief within the squad that you can go to any ground, pick up points and that. So it's obviously great.
yeah,
for the season.
100%. There won't be many teams that come here on any game and get 3
No.
points. So obviously the belief in the change rooms, is raised a lot now. The boys are buzzing with that. I think the last 10-15 minutes there was an absolute dogfight.
Yeah.
And that shows that we've got that ugly side of the game to us, which maybe we haven't had to had to get that out yet. So the fact that we've shown that now.
Yeah.
And the crowd, it does spur everyone on anyway. So,
Yeah, for sure. And
it
obviously,
was-
a clean sheet for a defender is always
I
the best
know,
thing.
yeah, exactly that. And it was the game that I wasn't even playing centre half for. So, yeah, I've been waiting for a clean sheet. Look, I think 3 points in a clean sheet against Leighton Town, who everyone's really dubbing to be one of the favourites this year anyway. It's one of the top teams. They've been beating teams left, right and centre. So, yeah, I was absolutely buzzing with that.
You're the Biggleswade United man of the match.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Thank you
Cheers.
for a great
Thank
game.
you. Cheers.
So that's the end of the vlog, guys. So that's the 5th vlog completed. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't have a lot of the camera with me at the time, because I was doing the commentary and everything like that, and then it started to rain at half time, so I wasn't able to film. So I sort of had to add these little bits and pieces in along the way, so you had a bit of commentary still. My next vlog is hopefully going to be next Saturday. We're also doing the podcast as well, live on Twitch, Biggleswade UTD, so be sure to check that out. Leave a link in the description below so you can check out the last week's vlog as well. And I hope to see you all very soon.